Hello there, this is Coach Josh, and I want you to pay close attention to this video because in this video, I'm going to be revealing the exact true state of things with COTPS. Is COTPS coming back? There's a lot of hopium that's being shared, and it's coming from a particular person, a singular person by the name of Jessam Michael. Now, immediately COTPS went down, back in May, there was a Zoom call that somebody shared with me, and they had this gentleman, Jason Michael, talking with such confidence and, was being very authoritative, and confident in how he was talking, saying, oh, this was just a hack. They will be back in 3 to 5 weeks. The funds are safe. And, he was saying a lot of stuff. And interestingly, some of the things he was saying, because of the level of knowledge I have about blockchain and crypto, it was just pure BS. I'll give you an example. Jason Michael said that um, the COTP funds had been moved. Binance was interested in COTPS, and Binance had moved the funds into a cold wallet, into a Binance cold wallet, or something like that. And that's absolute BS because Binance does not provide cold wallet services. Binance provides a hot wallet service. Now, so um, I, I'll just come up on Google so you can see what the definition of those things are. What is a hot wallet? What is a cold wallet? The simplest description of a cold wallet is a wallet that is not connected to the internet and therefore stands a far lesser risk of being compromised. These wallets can also be referred to as online wallets or these wallets, cold wallets, can also be referred to as offline wallets or hardware wallets. Now, you want to know what a cold wallet looks like. This is what it looks like. The very common manufacturers, the leading makers are Trezor and Ledger. So it's because as long as your money is on an exchange like Binance, like Coinbase, like KuCoin, FTX, crypto.com, Trust Wallet, all those are hot wallets because they are online. And so Binance does not provide cold wallet services. So to say that Binance had moved COTPS's money into a cold wallet, that was just absolute rubbish. Okay? So that should bring clarity with regard to that. Now, when the site went down, or actually before the site went down, when the SMS codes were no longer coming, I was already anticipating that, look, this has gone bust. And so I decided to track the activities of the COTPS wallet on the blockchain. And so what did I do? So it was sometime 12th of May. That was when the SMS code thing stopped working. Okay, so this is one of the payments that I received. Okay, on in my Binance account. Let's take it back to May. So I make crypto almost every day because I'm invested in multiple different platforms. But let's come to May. Okay, so let's come to the 12th of May. Right? Let's come to the 12th. Okay, good. So this is the 12th of May. And this is one of the payments that came from COTPS. So what I did was I copied the transaction ID. So, and this is something you can do yourself. Okay, just look for any of the payments that came from COTPS. And, so this is the transaction ID. So I'm just going to copy that now. I did this back then. Okay, and then go to USDT. Go to usdt.tokenview.com. usdt.tokenview.com. So I'm going to paste it here in the search bar. And I'm going to search for it. So watch what happens. So it's brought up the details of this transaction. Now, because it's blockchain, you can't delete anything on the blockchain. All the records are there. Okay. So as you can see, this transaction was for 215 USDT. So this transaction came from this wallet. Okay, this was on the 10th. So take note of this wallet address where the money came from. Look at from. It came from this wallet address, TFED, and then it came to my wallet. So I'm going to try to explore by tapping on the TFED. Okay, and now it's going to run on the blockchain. Now look at the balance on this wallet. It says 0 USDT. But this wallet received a total of $45 million. So it received 45 million and it also sent out 45 million. Now, when we scroll, we see the last 12,000 transactions. So I want you to watch this. On the 12th of May, that wallet, TFED, sent 1.6 million to this address. Do you see that? Do you see that? It also sent 19 on the 11th. It sent, so that was on the 12th. On the 11th, it sent out 19,940. As at this time, it probably was still working. These are smaller transactions, 79 USDT 204. So activities went on the 11th up until the 12th. By the 12th, they had stopped paying out. And you can see that this huge amount went to this wallet address. Okay, do you see that? 1.6 million USDT was paid to that address. Now you can track these things for yourself. Let me check another transaction. So this was on the 10th. I want to look at something that came in, because they had different wallet addresses. So let's check out this payment of 231. Let's check out this payment. So I copied the transaction ID and I went back and I came back to USDT.Tokenview. So watch. So this is a different wallet. I discovered that. So in my case, COTP had like 3 different wallets that they used to pay me. So I want you to take note of where the money came from. It came from this wallet address, TNW. When I tap on that, it's going to run it on the blockchain. It also has a balance of 0 USDT. Now, as you can see, it also received 45 million and paid out 48 million. The last one was 45. This one is 48 million USDT. Now let's check the very last transactions. So this is 18th of May. As at this time, the OTP codes were no longer coming, but money was being moved out of these accounts. Okay, 18th of May, you see that 108,000 went into that wallet. 784 went into this wallet. 784 went into this one. Let me just keep scrolling so you can see. 784 also went into this one. 784 went into this one. 1.5 million USDT went into that one. That was on the 17th. OTP codes were no longer coming. When I saw this, to me, this was, the writing on the wall that made me decide to move on. But then the Jason Michael thing came up, and he came up saying, oh, there was hope, the money was safe. And then there were some wallet addresses that were posted, showing that there was billions of USDT. So there were 2 addresses that were shared. Okay, this is one of them, TV6, and it says Binance Hot. Now, when I saw that, I immediately, said, this is a Binance wallet. This is Binance's main wallet, one of Binance's main wallets. Why are they saying this is for COTPS? But anyway, it is what it is. So if you look at this wallet, it currently has a balance of 1.2 billion with a B, billion dollars. Okay, that's a lot of money. But if you actually look at the Tether, which is what we're interested in, the USDT, how much Tether do they have there? Because that's what COTPS was using for their transactions. Okay, so if you check that out, it has about 968 million. So that's approximately 1 billion USDT in this Binance Hot Wallet. There were two addresses that were shared. So check out this other one. And they said, oh, there's money. The money hasn't gone anywhere. The money is safe. So this has a balance of 5.3 billion. That's billion with a B. But let's check how much Tether USDT do we have on there. So this is what we're interested in, Tether USDT. So currently we've got 4 billion USDT. So if you've got 4 billion here and 1 billion in the other wallet address, so we could say that Binance currently has 5 billion USDT. Now, why am I saying Binance and not COTPS? It's a little common sense. So let me just show you, and you probably understand what I'm talking about. Now, apart from the fact that I traced this address, I traced the transactions to as far back as 2020. And this is obviously a whale account. So it's doing transactions in hundreds of millions or in billions. So it's obviously a whale account that belongs to an exchange like Binance. Now remember, Binance is one of the biggest exchanges, in fact, the biggest exchange in the world. And there's two Binance exchanges. There's Binance.com and Binance.us. These wallet addresses belong to Binance.com. Now, let's just use a little common sense here. I'm taking you to coinmarketcap.com. Let's look at how much Tether USDT is there in existence. The entire market cap for Tether, as we speak, is 66.9 billion. That's all the USDT in existence in the entire crypto sphere. So there is no way, it doesn't make any sense to think or to reason that 10% of that, almost 10% of that belongs to COTP. That doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense to reason that 10% of that could belong to Binance.com. Now remember, there's Binance.com, there's Binance.us. So if Binance.com owns 5 billion, and I've seen that wallet address hold as much as 7 billion in time past. Okay, so if Binance US owns 5 billion, 10% of all the USDT in existence, I imagine that, so if Binance.com, owns that amount, I imagine Binance US would probably have a significant amount of USDT Tether, probably 1, 2, 3 billion. That would make sense. They're the biggest exchange in the world. I would then imagine that Coinbase would also probably own another 2, 3, 4, 5 billion. They're a huge exchange servicing a lot of customers, okay? I would then imagine that Crypto.com, that FTX, that Kraken, that Wobi, OKEx, KuCoin, all of these different platforms would have a sizable amount of USDT. So when we add all of that up together, it would then amount to the 66.9 billion USDT total market cap. But there's no way that that belongs to COTP. Okay, now the other thing that I need to explain is, recently, a few days ago, Jason Michael also began to say that, there was a big announcement coming from COTP and that money was being moved from these wallets, these platforms back into our COTPS accounts. And I said, well, maybe he knows what he's talking about. I doubted it, okay? I didn't think it was true, but somebody added me to the Telegram group and I saw the way everybody was so excited and hopeful, and I had since moved on and told my team members, guys, move on. So one of the things I've learned, is when things go south, the typical me of before, I would grieve and I would stay at that point and, oh, how could I be so stupid? How did I make this mistake? And I discovered that when I stay in that state of negativity, I'm losing out on other opportunities. So I've learned to grieve quickly, learn my lessons and move on smarter, wiser, better. Okay? And so when this actually went bust, I wasn't happy. I talk about using what's, never investing more than you're willing to lose. But I make a distinction between willing to lose and happy to lose. I'm not happy to lose $1, 1 cent, but I'm willing to lose certain amounts. And I'm also, I diversify. So I'm invested in multiple platforms. Okay. I take profits and I tell my team members, take profits. If, there's leaders who will tell you to keep compounding, like the person who signed me up was telling everyone COTP will be here for 3 to 5 years, giving everybody confidence to, just keep on compounding their profits, encouraging everybody's greed. I told my team members, look, planes crash, Teslas get recalled, that even heaven and earth will pass away. So if heaven and earth will pass away, how much more any man-made system? The only thing that is sure banker, that is infallible, is God's word. Only God's word will not pass away. So you must have the mindset that no matter how good a platform is, things could go wrong. And we saw it happen with Terra, Luna, UST in May. We've seen it happen with Celsius. And these are huge multi-billion dollar crypto projects that have gone to zero. And they were led by brilliant minds. The founder of Terra, Luna, Do Kwon, is a Stanford graduate, Ivy League education. Okay? Alex Mahinsky, Celsius, brilliant guy. COTPS, we had no idea who was behind the show. It was a faceless company. And so even though everything checked out and it looked legit, because we didn't know who were the guys behind the platform, I was cautious. And I told my teams, guys, be cautious. Now, coming back to what I was saying, information came recently that COTPS was now refunding money back into our COTPS wallet. So I said, hey, let's find out. I didn't think it to be true, but I said, hey, let's find out, okay? And again, I funded hundreds of accounts for my team members, hundreds of accounts, okay? So let's go back to the month of May, April, March. I personally decided to investigate more than 50 different accounts that I funded, and all of them had a balance of zero. So let's check this one out. I'm just picking them at random. I'm copying the transaction ID. I'll go back to USDT.Tokenview and let's see what we have in this account. Let's see what we have there. Search. Okay, so this is the transaction. Okay, so it says from here to here. So I'm going to tap on that wallet address and we'll see what's there. It has a balance of 0 USDT. 0. I've done this for more than 50 different accounts. And I challenge you who is watching this, if you received any payments, no, not the ones you received, because what you received came into your Binance or whichever external wallet. If you still have access to the wallet address that you were funding in COTP, get that wallet, run it on Transcan or USDT.Tokenview. I can guarantee you 100% your balance is 0. I've done this now for over 50 different COTP wallets. The balances are 0. So I'm doing this because I want guys to move on. It would have been much better if people had moved on way back then and had, by now we're already doing other things. You had fully recovered. But unfortunately, most people's grief has been elongated, so it's been anxiety for the past 4 to 5 weeks, and grieving will just start now if COTPS doesn't come back, which I don't think they will. Now, I told my team, I would rather you moved on and then by some stroke of luck or miraculous happening, COTPS came back. We would rejoice, as opposed to you staying in limbo, staying, not knowing, staying anxious, staying hopeful. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Being in that state for 3 to 5 weeks. I told my team, this will be a waste of your time. Learn your lessons and move on. And I'm glad I did. I moved on. Now, I changed my strategy with investing because, with all these crazy market crashes, we saw many companies stop paying and many companies just disappear. It's a high risk space. It is what it is, but there have been some platforms that have been consistent for 3 years. They are less risk, they have a founder, they have founders, but they pay a whole lot less, but I've decided to pitch my tent with lower risk projects that are more sustainable. So I want to earn profits for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, if possible, instead of earning for only 3 months, or 4 months. Unfortunately, some of these projects, the barriers to entry may be a little higher than, I shared COTPS with my team, with friends because it was just $10, and you could take out your profits, your funds, your capital at any time until they stopped all of that, you know. But like I said, diversification for me is key, and especially, understanding that it's crypto, it's an unregulated space, so it's very difficult to get your money back, if things go south, But I just thought I'd do this video to provide clarity, that's all. Provide clarity on the true state of things. You try and trace the wallets that paid you money from COTPS, you would find that there is zero USDT in those wallets. Okay? The wallets that are being showed with the billions of dollars belong to Binance. Count your losses, get smarter, get wiser, and move on. Did you over leverage yourself in a platform like COTPS? If you did, get smarter and move on. Did you make the mistake of not taking profits? You do better next time. Did you make the mistake of continuously compounding your funds? Another mistake I see people make is, they first of all go in small and then test that for some time and then they now go in big. You have wasted precious time. The rule should be use what you're willing. Now, forgive me if it sounds like I'm preaching, but I just want to tell you how I do my thing. I determine how much am I willing to risk on this project. And when I test to see how the system works, and I just have, within a few days, I want to see how to fund, I want to see how to withdraw. Once I have that sorted out so I don't make mistakes, I then invest the amount I'm willing to invest. I take my profits, I have my profit taking strategy and I stick with it. I'm not, so because it's paying for 2 months straight or 3 months straight, I do not then go and take a loan or put my maybe house rent or put in a whole lot more than I'm willing to risk. No. So whatever mistakes you made, learn your lessons and move on. There's other opportunities. Money has not left the earth. It's painful, but I want you to understand that there is more money where it came from. You were smart enough to earn the money that you earned. So even if it's lost, you can get it back and you can get it back tenfold. My affirmation, my declaration is that in this year, I'm making 10 times. Actually, I've made 10 times already. What other years have been. But this next half of the year, I'm going to make 10 times what I made the first half of the year. Because there's more where it came from. There's more where it came from. God is my source. No platform is my source. All these are just channels. The source hasn't run dry. So talk to yourself, encourage yourself, get yourself up, pick yourself up, and move on. But move on wiser, smarter, and better. I hope you got value from this. Please like the video if you got any value. I also expect there'll be a lot of haters because this goes against what people want to hear right now. People want to hear COTPS is coming back. I see how people worship the Jason Michael dude in the Telegram group. That's fine. Okay, but I've showed you the facts. I'm not telling you an opinion. I'm telling you facts based on what is on the blockchain. Okay, so subscribe to the channel so that you will get updates on other platforms that I share. I also will give different mindset strategies, different ideas on how to grow, scale your investment, scale your business, and all of that. So if you want to get things that will teach you how to navigate this crypto space, and do it profitably and do it safely, please like, subscribe, and share this with all your team members so that everybody knows the truth about what's going on. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye.